Hello everyone, this is Ben and welcome to my channel, Chapter 3, Retirement. If you're new to this channel, basically what I'm doing here is I'm someone who is planning to retire soon. Actually, we have 127 work days to go. And part of doing this video basically is help me get through some ideas and help me get the right mindset and prepare for my next chapter. Chapter 3, retirement, is because chapter 1, we were growing up, go to school, learn our trade. Chapter 2 is our working years. It could be 20, 30, 40 years. And now I'm stepping into the next chapter, which is chapter 3, retirement. The last few days, a thought came to my mind, and that's my father. And that's why I call this episode My Father's Retirement. My grandfather is from southern China, and he was born in 1896. That's easy to remember because that's the Spanish-American War, right? And from southern China, he went to the Philippines. My father was born in the Philippines, and I was born in the Philippines too. My grandfather had 14 kids, and when I was born, there were only 7 left. So my father is one of the 5 brothers. Okay, so my father got married, and he did not finish college. I believe he only had 2 years of college, and he went into sales. So his livelihood, his trade, was to go to the province from Manila, which is the metropolitan Manila, and go to those hardware stores. Most of them run by Chinese Filipino like us, and go back to Manila, get the order from the factory, and sell it to them. So I grew up seeing him doing the hard work. At first he had no car; he had to get one of the jeepney to deliver the goods to the trucking company. Eventually, he had a car. He raised 7 kids, and all of us finished our education, our college degree, and even me with my medical school, he paid for it. So over time, most of us, I left, another sister left for another country, and 5 of my siblings are left there. He worked hard. He has some health issues. Towards the end, the last time I saw him, he was at one of the house of my brother, and there's a maid and things like that. And one of his pastime is to play mahjong, that Chinese tiles. And the joke at that time is that, they train every maid to know how to play, because tiles are like poker game. You can play with 2 people, but at least you have to have 3, right? So with my mom, with him, sometimes my sister, another maid, perfect, that's 4, right? And it's a foursome, right? So I remember last time I went home, I even played the game with him also. So from what I saw, I might miss something here, because like I said, I don't live in the Philippines anymore. And when he was sick, when he had stroke, I was able to send home money. Expenses are a little different there, right? I always tell my patient that in the Philippines, if you have $400, it can last 1 month as far as getting help. You can hire a caretaker, 12-hour days, 6 days a week to take care of the person, right? Here in America, $400 lasts 1 day. It's $20 an hour, right? So that is the setup there. What I'm trying to say is that with different culture, different country, different social structure, and retirement, it's just a little different. So for my father, my brothers are there. And by the way, I like to take this opportunity to thank my brothers and sisters. They share their time, take my parents to see the doctor. Financially, they also share. Every time Dad went to the hospital, my brother called me and said, "Hey, Dad is in the hospital." I said, "Okay, when he's discharged, let me know how much is my share." So send off the money. So back there's no 401k, right? Social Security, I think there's some, I'm not sure about that. There's no pension. He had no pension. In the Philippines, when you buy a house, you pay cash. Actually, you don't get a house and get a mortgage and things like that. Anyway, as I face my own retirement or chapter 3, so to speak, looking back and looking at him, I said, wow, well, Dad got it right. In the Chinese culture, there's something called 养儿防老. 养儿防老, yang, you raise the kids. 防老 is actually help you with when you get old. That's the old Chinese tradition concept. A lot of families in the Southeast Asia, or maybe some in outside Asia, are still practicing that. 3 generations. In the last 8 years of my medical practice, I am basically a default geriatrician. I see a lot of seniors in my practice. Actually, they're all seniors. Actually, being they call it the senior care, right? I see a lot of stories where patient came in, demented. The spouse is also about 80 years old or 80 some years old. Where are your kids? Oh, they're in another state. I have 4 kids. 2 are in whatever, New York, 2 in Seattle. And then how you're surviving? Oh, we just stay home. Someone told me that, we just sold our house, moved to this assisted living. We don't have to cook anymore. That's good. Yeah, we don't drive anymore. We just take the van, or some people take the Uber. Those are the things that I see. It's a totally different social structure. And for me, yes, I have 2 kids. They're not in this state with me. They are already have their profession. They're doing great. Independent, have their family. As I look into what's coming up in the next chapter, there are a lot of things to think about. That's the reason why it is scary to pull the plug, so to speak, right? How much money is there in the 401k? How much money is coming from Social Security and pension? The house, the mortgage, the car payment, health insurance, that's another big one. And there's also a lot of talk about, do I stay here or do I go to the Philippines? One thing for sure, as my wife and I talk a lot recently, is that we're both done with healthcare. We're both in healthcare. She's in her 50s, I'm in my 60s, and she has an upcoming surgery to do. So once all of this is done, once we step in the next chapter, I totally believe that my retirement will be different from my father's retirement because of just a different social setting, right? Yes, one time my daughter said, Dad, I have a little small unit in my house. If you need to, come and stay with me. So that was good. I feel good when I heard that because, she was exposed to a lot of this Chinese culture, and probably that's in her mind too, that when she look around in the Chinese community, we do support our elders, right? Anyway, so that's the purpose of this video. This channel that I have is just my way of thinking through things, get myself ready, and also sharing some ideas. This specific topic today, my father's retirement, I'm just pointing out that in this world, this big world, sometimes the world seems small because we know what's going on, right? But what I'm saying is that different culture, different social setting, different background, just a different chapter 3, right? So mine will be different. Mine might be a mix. I don't know. Only time will tell. And yeah, if I'm fortunate enough, this channel might last whatever, my entire chapter 3. We'll just have to see. Okay. Anyway, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for I hope learn something today, and take care until we see you again. Okay. Bye bye.